Good evening, everybody. From the Universal Studios basement, basically right now, we are coming over here just before the new year to kind of show you guys the crowds. I've been seeing the times for the rides at an absolute high from anything I've ever seen. I've been seeing a lot of like 170 to 180 plus multiple rides. So we're gonna come check out the crowds, just show you what it is like if you guys plan to visit during kind of this holiday time. Now today is December 30th, so tomorrow is New Year's Eve. It is going to be obviously pretty packed, but the whole week has been insanely busy. Like I said, we are in the basement right now. Valet has been at capacity since this morning. We missed Prime as well. Prime is all taken up right now, so we are, again, all the way downstairs. I don't think I've ever parked down here, minus maybe for like Volcano Bay. I feel like you park like in the basement area. But either way, we're gonna take you guys along with us today to just show you guys some of the busyness and craziness that is the holiday crowds at Universal Studios. Now, it has been quite a while since we've been to the parks, just because we've been so busy. Obviously went home to Chicago for the holidays. We are back here now. Weather is fantastic here right now, by the way. It smells like corn dogs or like egg rolls or something, a little bit fried here as we are heading in. Thankfully, we weren't parked too far away, so it shouldn't be too much longer. In my last video for updates, I wanted to point out that they did put the digital signs here for all of the parking garage. They do have them over as we're heading in. I'll show you those as we go in. But both sides do have now digital signs. They look really good, nice and vibrant. You can definitely tell where you are headed. Also, security doesn't look too backed up either, so we should be able to get in. It is about 5:30, 5:45 right now, though. Here is one of the signs that is not currently working, but this one up here does say holidays, and it is digital, very bright and vibrant. So yeah, they have put these in place. Like I said, I pointed these out last time, so this isn't totally new, but they've been here for a few weeks now. Wicked comes out on Amazon Prime Video tonight at midnight EST. So if you guys are interested in seeing Wicked and you guys want to buy it or rent it, you can do it on Amazon Prime Video now. I'm sure by the time this video comes out, it will be now released. We are heading over here to Studio Side today. For now, we'll see kind of what the crowds are bringing up for you guys. I'll try and put some information for you about the lines that we're seeing. We did actually look at this last time, but if you guys, again, are interested, which we will be here tomorrow night, you guys can see everything happening for New Year's. And yeah, so we have some live music for two different sets there. It looks like we have the Crenshaw Duo and then the ZR Band. Then we got a DJ from 6 to 2 in the Promenade and a midnight celebration out here in City Walk. But I think the parks are open until midnight, or at least studios, I think. Is it both?
Yep.
Well, there you go. So who knows where we'll be. We'll be somewhere in the parks for New Year's, though. We have just gotten in the park. Here are some of the crowds that are now leaving after the parade, by the way. The parade is just at the end there, but lots of people here, and it is to be expected. I feel like when the parade does end, typically it is, you know, pretty hectic over here, but even still, this is crazy how many people are right here. We had to do a quick return because I did buy Nicole a Wicked shirt. Didn't love it, so that's okay. Got it returned. Maybe we'll find something else at some point. But now we're just gonna hang out inside the park, show you guys some of the crowds here. And again, we will be back tomorrow for New Year's. We did hear something, let me tell you about this. We actually heard that Christmas was like empty here at the parks, but they did say it has been quite packed here the past few days. So I do think before Christmas it was very busy, and then like now after Christmas I think it's quite busy. I think on Christmas it wasn't quite as intense. I did see Disney was pretty busy on Christmas Day. I think I was looking at some of the lines and some of the photos from friends that were up there. So I do know that it gets pretty busy over there at Disney, but here it didn't seem like it was super crazy, but now after, it is a madhouse. These are just the lines of people coming this way. I don't even know if they're coming from something or it's just droves of people that are moving about the park. While we are back this direction, I want to check out DreamWorks to see if the Imagination Cafe has anything new. Again, my favorite pizza in any of the parks right now is over here, but I want to see if they've added anything to the menu. So let's see, up there they do have the gingerbread cookie, which we've tried. They have the beignets still, they have the donut.
The bao new?
I think we had the bao, I thought, but maybe not. What's in it? So pork and chicken. Let's see, they have ice pops. The strawberry soft paws, was that there? Oh, that's just fresh strawberry bowl. Okay, so.
I think the ice pops are new. Obviously Gingy. And I think the Kung Fu bao buns. Like I think there was only pizza and then the donut was like a basic donut. Remember like the mirror window?
Well, there was beignets too, right?
Yes, but I think it was just the beignets, the donut, and the strawberries. The ice pops would always get over by Shrek.
Yeah, I think they have added a few things then here since opening. Oh yeah, so here are the bao buns. Maybe they weren't here at first. These are the pizzas. It definitely tastes better than it looks, but I think that might have been sitting out for a little while. But yeah, I think those are new. We have the strawberry, the beignets over there, and then the gingerbread cookie, which we have tried. So we've tried a few things from here. Overall, also those are the ice pops up there. They've been around for a few months now as well. I don't know if it's gonna focus, but Rip Ride right now is 120 minutes. Let's see, 70 minutes, or 75 now for Mummy, Transformers 75. So I guess right now the lines aren't too bad, but it is pretty busy for a Monday here. Obviously, we do have the holidays, but let's see what else we can see here. Oh wait, Shrek's Swamp Meet at 7 p.m. That's actually late. I feel like it typically closes at like 5 or 5:30, so they are keeping the shows going late. So Sensational also will have a show tonight over the lagoon. One thing to know, they did remove the drones at the moment. I don't know if they'll be bringing them back at some point, but they did remove those because there was the incident in downtown Orlando. So I think a lot of the drone stuff in the area has currently paused. I hope it doesn't affect like the dragon drone thing that they have in place over at Epic, because that would be a real bummer. So I think with the FAA, they might have some regulations and we'll have to see what ends up happening. But either way, we're heading over to Men in Black. Haven't done it in a little while. I don't think the line is too long. Obviously, we'll be able to use our Express after 4. But wow, also, yeah, the crowds over here by the whole fast food area inside of Simpsons is busy. I mean, just all the crowds. Look at this. This is like HHN. This is like busier than HHN crowds over here. This is crazy. Now we're coming down here to take a look outside over there by Diagon Alley. And don't those lights look awesome? You get that little reflection right there too on the water. It does look fantastic. Obviously, we have more lights out this direction. Not as many that are kind of shining out this way. A little bit over there that you can kind of see way down over near like New York and such as you go down that strip. We have Rip Ride lights going too. And then obviously the Fast and Furious lights over there. But I do really like the ones over here in front of Diagon Alley. I think they look really good. It's only at 20 right now, but we did see Twirl and Hurl just about an hour ago at like 55 or 60. I have seen this thing at 50 to 60 for a lot of the weekend as well that we have just kind of gotten through. I've seen the Simpsons get up to 75 to 80. We've seen, I think the top, like I said, was like 175. I don't think I've seen 180 yet on anything, but I have seen 175 on a few. Even look at this, like all the carnival games over here. I feel like this area like almost never has people, and now we've got like crazy lines for it. Wow, look at Simpsons, yeah. Wow, it's at 60 minutes right now. That's crazy. I want to go cover this as well. Inside of this little Coke area, they have changed things up a little bit. But if we come in, it looks like we have some music mixing. Can we actually do stuff with this? Oh, we can. Oh. All right. Melody volume. Let's turn it up. Oh. Is it doing anything?
Tropical holiday flavor.
Oh, do they? Let's go take a look at the unique flavors. I thought you could at least like see them though. No, you can't even click it? Oh yeah, okay. Typically I thought you could like go in and see what the flavors were. But
We're gonna bring our cup tomorrow, so we'll let them know.
Yeah, I guess we will probably have our cup there tomorrow. We have a full screen here. Lots of interactive elements, it kind of seems. I don't know if this is touchscreen at all. So this is not touchscreen, this is just panels here, but very vibrant. It looks like the screens are nice quality here overall. So there's a sound mixer, a volume mixer, and an effects mixer. So there's like 3 things that you can interact with. So maybe that was why. So you kind of can adjust a little bit of everything. And I think it's what's playing over the speakers in here. But I don't know, cool little place to come. I'm excited that they made a little bit of a change. Not that it necessarily needed it, but always appreciated. Now if we take a look at the app here, you can see some of the wait times. So 45 minutes for Jimmy Fallon, 45 minutes for the roller coaster, almost an hour there for the King's Cross over there. E.T. 65, Simpsons has gone up 65 now. We have Spider-Man at 75. Also, the time right now is 6:45 that you guys can see up there. Again, that is pretty crazy. 75 for the Hulk, Minion Mayhem 75, Mummy 75, 85 for Skull Island, 95 for Green God. So I saw that at 175 a few times, which is absolutely absurd. 95 for Forbidden Journey, 120 for Hagrid's, which again isn't the worst, but still pretty long, all things considered. Now, when it comes to the crowds, I do want to point out that even knowing the times aren't super absurdly busy right now, they have been all day, and I think we just are kind of reaching that end of the night again, only a few hours left, so that's kind of why we're seeing the trend go down just a little bit. I do think a lot of people were going from studio side over to island side as well, because obviously you have Velocicoaster and then Hagrid's and some of the bigger coasters over on that side. So I do think people kind of had that direction to close the parks out, to be honest. But both parks are open till 10 p.m., which is always really nice. I like when both of the parks are open late. Obviously, this time of the year, they tend to do it. So if you guys do visit around this time of the year, just keep that in mind. You can stay a lot later at the parks, but they are a lot busier, start to finish. Everything I've seen, even in the mornings, I saw it was incredibly packed. So you don't really have that kind of like lull like you typically do at a not as busy type of season. You definitely have a lot more crowds just existing throughout the day. Even that lunch crowd still is pretty high just in general. We also did finish up on Men in Black and got 400,000. Nicole had 118.
118. 100 from that bonus button, so.
Yeah, so I figured out the bonus button. Now I can get it every time, and Nicole, so we both get the bonuses. I feel like I was always missing it, but now we both get it every single time. Also, look at the crowds here right next to the bus. This is crazy. I mean, again, and I just want to point this out because I feel like a lot of you guys come here for information. You guys like to see things like the crowd levels, you like to see food reviews, you like to just kind of hang out at the park. And right now, we haven't done kind of a crowd update in a while, and I think this is kind of the best time to show you guys because this is a very popular time to visit the parks, is during the holidays, and rightfully so. It's a very easy time. Kids are out of school. You typically have a little bit of time off from work, things like that. But I do want to just kind of show you what to expect if you guys do decide you want to visit during this kind of time frame. It is extremely busy, and there's no kind of ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is just going to be busy, and it's going to be busy all day long. Now that we are over here in New York, I think we're going to take a ride here on the Mummy in a minute. Also, I think we might go to Finnegan's, depending on if there is much of a line. Go split something, just grab a nice bite to eat out here. But let's take a look at the line for the Mummy. Not horrible. You can kind of see the line on the far side there. I'm going to guess, I don't know, maybe 50 minutes or so, 45? Well, I have lied. It is 75 minutes. That is a long one there. Do you want to eat before or after the Mummy?
Eat before.
Okay, let's go see if there's any line here at Finnegan's, if we can get in. We are currently exploring options right now. We do have a white chicken chili at home, but it looks like this is getting set up for tomorrow for New Year's. As we can see kind of what I imagine to be some drink stands or whatever back there to house some of their alcoholic drinks and such. We have some of the coolers over here. And we've got their little mobile stations. So I'm guessing they are preparing quite a bit here for the New Year celebration. But we're kind of looking around right now. We don't want to have too much. I think we're going to try and split something, but we just don't know what yet. I do want to point out the crowds for some of the food options aren't too bad right now, so that is a plus, even though the crowds are pretty hefty throughout the park. Most of the food options aren't too bad. You know, we never actually eat here at the Today Cafe, so we're going to come over here and try the 30 Rock Midtown. And I was watching Tyler's video and I saw him try this cookie butter cake. So we are gonna go ahead and try it because I've been weirdly into cookie butter. So I'm gonna try this out with Nicole. And he also said this here, the berry cream puff was also good. Also, that looks pretty good, the pistachio holiday wreath. A lot of stuff looks really good up here and I feel like we always pass it. So today we're trying it. Now while we wait for our main course, let's try this thing out. You know, what do I always say? Dessert before dinner, you'll never be thinner.
He says it all the time.
I do. All right, let's try. Oh, that's those nice cookies too, right?
Biscoff cookies.
There we go. Dink. Sink. That's good.
That's very good.
That's super good. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a hit. It's a cookie butter cake of some sort here. I don't think it's a trifle cake. I think it's just a cake, but this is super, super good. If you guys like cookie butter flavor, it's just a great texture. I thought it was gonna be a little weird because the top was a little hard, but it ended up really working out. Lots of flavor, great sweetness, great cookie butter flavor. Really, really like that. Nice little dish here. A lot more than I was kind of expecting. I hope it tastes good, and then you get a nice cup of fruit. So you could either do the fruit or the potato salad. We opted for the fruit here. Again, we have a dinner at home. I was not expecting it to be this big, so we might be taking some to go here. We're gonna try this out for you guys before we head over onto the Mummy. But again, pretty busy in here for, what is it, almost 8 o'clock right now or so? And I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah, 7:55.
Yeah, 7:55 right now. Very busy in Today Cafe. This is also very good. The bread is a little sweet, and we just talked about we might swap the bread out in the future for it, but overall the flavors are very good. And even with the bread, I still do think it's quite good. It's nice and soft. I thought it was gonna be a little too crunchy, but I like it. What do you think? Of course she's putting in fruit in her mouth. Sorry, caught her off guard.
I definitely agree with Dillon. I think I'd swap out the bread next time if possible. They have just like a French baguette, and I think that would go really well. But overall, the sandwich is really good. The cheese and the sauce is nice. And it doesn't feel like heavy theme park food. It just kind of feels like something more like filling, but like isn't greasy and heavy. So I can appreciate that while we're here at the parks.
So after AP discount, I think this was like $18 and change, and this was super good. I don't know why, but this feels like one of my favorite meals that I've had in the park in a very long time. It is close to the buffalo tots from the green eggs and ham booth. Really loved those, but that's a little heavier because, you know, you got like the tater tots are more fried, and then like the chicken that's breaded. This is like, it's a nice sandwich that just like sits really well. After having the normal like meal and then eating this dessert afterwards, we saved about half for post dinner, I guess, here. So delicious. If you guys like sandwiches, if all of the sandwiches are like that, I think this is a hit. And I always just like go by Today Cafe, and I feel like I would stop here more if I want more of like a healthy option in the park. And that dessert, like I said, that is one of my favorite desserts I've had here, and that is saying a lot. You have to like cookie butter, very strong cookie butter flavor, but this was really good. And the fruit, all the fruit was fantastic too, which I was really surprised by. But I will say, I don't know why, but cantaloupe is always the most dominant fruit whenever you have these like fruit platters anywhere, in stores, at restaurants, whatever. Cantaloupe is always the number one, and I don't know why, but I've been looking for cantaloupe, and I've had 2 failed attempts so far, so it was really good to have good cantaloupe. All the fruit was good. Super delicious meal here at Today Cafe. So really excited. I don't know if they're stepping it up because like we're in the holiday season or something, but really, really like that. But we're gonna head over to the Mummy now. Go ahead, hit a ride on that. Again, crowds are still long. I can see all of the people outside. I'll show you again a little bit more here as we're heading that way. Now again, pretty busy out here. Even in front of the stage, we can see people are hanging out. Also, I think we'll cover it a little bit more in depth at some point, but as you guys probably have heard the news, Ride Rockit will be closing permanently for 2025. It will no longer be here. They are putting plans in place to have a new ride here. I think a lot of people are hoping that we get a drifting coaster similar to, I think, like Fast and Furious that they're putting out in Hollywood. I don't know if that'll be the case because you have to fit it in such a thin area, but it does fit a coaster already, so you could do some style of drifting coaster through here, so maybe we'll get something like that. Would be kind of cool. I think it would operate similar to Guardians of the Galaxy, the way it kind of rotates like that, and you would be like drifting, and it'd be Fast and Furious, but we obviously have a Fast and Furious ride here, so I don't know what they'll end up doing, but we do have to say goodbye next year to the Ride Rockit here. And again, maybe that's why the line has been over 100 minutes for most of the days. But yeah, what do you guys think is going to replace Ride Rockit in the future? I am curious to kind of hear what everyone is thinking, or what do you want to replace it? I do think it has to be a coaster of some sort based on kind of the layout here, unless they were to expand out this way. I could also see them kind of bringing some sort of Ghostbusters. Now that Ghostbusters is kind of like back and popular, I could see them kind of revamping that firehouse over there and trying to kind of make something for Ghostbusters, whether it's a meet and greet or an experience back along the edge. Maybe they could wrap it around. I don't really know. Lots of stuff I feel like is chugging in my brain, and I'm sure you guys as well, but I'm sure they have already placed what they are planning on doing on paper at some point. Do you guys see what I'm talking about over here though? So if they remove Rip Ride, this whole area is taken out. They could ultimately turn this whole thing into some sort of Ghostbusters attraction, or again, experience. But if they're removing all of that, they don't have to necessarily come all the way back here. I could see them doing something with Ghostbusters here, only because Ghostbusters, like I said, is kind of back into thriving again for just people in the parks, with movies, everything. Ghostbusters is back in from kind of the 90s era. All right, so right now we are at 70 minutes for The Mummy. Obviously, we do have Express. I've already mentioned that. Also, is this a new digital sign right here? Look at this. I don't think I've seen that before, but maybe I have. I don't know. Maybe it's been a little while. But yeah, so 70 minutes here, thankfully. We'll have Express, so we should be able to get on. But again, pretty long lines as we are getting to the 8:30 time frame. I do have to point out, for as busy as it is, there are a lot of lockers at these places. So, 42 at this one. Looks like they got 30 over there, another 40 over there. To be fair, Nicole made a good point. So many people, though, have had their stuff. Yeah. We saw multiple people, like, they had to tell them to put it away. We just finished up on The Mummy, but look at this playing on the TV here. First of all, didn't realize that it was an active TV. Second of all, look at that. That's from like the 90s or something. I wonder if it's like an original Macy's Day Parade or something. That's a lot of fun. But either way, the line was quite long for The Mummy, but we actually did pretty well for Express. So I think if you guys buy Express for your time down here, I do think it would be super valuable. Obviously, the value is different depending on the size of the family, things like that. But also, don't forget that some of the higher end hotels offer Express with your stay, and it is both for the day that you check in and the day that you check out. So even if you do one night, let's say at like Hard Rock or something, that one night, you get it for the day that you check in and the day that you check out. So you get 2 days of Express with one night of like hotel stay. So sometimes it could be worth doing that depending on the price. And obviously this is the busiest time of the year, so I'm guessing the rooms are probably like over $1,000 a night, if I'm being honest. I haven't looked personally, but I would say obviously that's gonna be pretty expensive. But always keep that in mind when you guys are visiting, that you do get Express for both of those days. If it's only one night, you get 2 days worth. And I think that's actually a really good option. Again, crowds still very active here. Lines aren't horrible. Jimmy Fallon's 45. I think it was still 70 for Mummy. Now we're at like 9:15 or so. So again, the park is getting close to closing here in the next hour. Oh, 8:40, never mind. So, but we are getting close to 9 at least at this point. Still very busy though, overall. So I think that's pretty much the gist of the crowd levels that you could kind of expect. Tomorrow, we'll be back here for New Year's Eve, and we'll go over some of the crowds for that, but it's gonna be a little different because obviously it's New Year's. So you expect them to potentially be more, unless people are doing other things outside of the park. I don't really know. Just so you guys can see more wait times, 90 minutes for Rip Ride. So definitely quite a long line there. Single Riders is closed. Looks like Minion Mayhem is 65. On the other side though, Villain Con is only 10. Something else I do need to point out would be the like express lines. They have these little like stands right now where you actually like there's a little camera there. I didn't see many of them actually manned. It seemed like you were still going to different points. But at Despicable Me, the Minion Mayhem ride, I did see that they did have some people over there manning that little station, and there's a little camera there. And there has been talks that Universal will start doing the facial recognition for Express Pass. My guess is people were sharing their Express Passes, basically multiple people could like go into the park, and then you could just hand off your express is what I assume, and they just scan in. So if somebody's not riding a ride, you just hand off the express. Well, now it'll be facial recognized, so you can't do that. Or however, I don't know if, I would assume you can't like hand it off and let them go scan in. I would assume you both have to be in the park, otherwise it would notify that, you know, you're not in the park, so it probably wouldn't allow. But whatever people were doing to get around the method of the whole express sharing will not happen anymore, because they do have now these facial recognition booths that are there where they are scanning the express passes. So if you guys were sharing, you will not be able to do so anymore, at least when it's fully up and operational. I only saw one of them going today. They didn't have it at Mummy, they didn't have it at Men in Black, but I did see the stand there, but nobody was manning the station. So keep that in mind. If you guys were doing that in the past, you won't be able to do that anymore. Anyway, we are getting out of here. It is very busy here inside of City Walk. We are going to head home, wrap things up, and then tomorrow is going to be a very, very busy day here for New Year's celebration, and really looking forward to it. So hopefully it's a lot of fun. We did it at Epcot last year. I think 2 years ago we stayed home. I think we were sick. So thankfully we're feeling pretty good right now. So hopefully, knock on wood, nothing happens in the next 12 to 24 hours. And we're here tomorrow night and experiencing New Year's at Universal. I don't know if we'll be at Islands or Universal, probably not City Walk. I imagine we'll be in a park somewhere, but we'll take you guys along for it, and then we'll have done kind of a little bit of everything. And then after that, I think we'll start to, you know, find new things to do. Maybe try Magic Kingdom. I think Hollywood Studios is doing it. If we do, you know, Universal Studios side, maybe we'll do Islands one of the years. Who knows? There's gonna be a lot of fun stuff going on. But if you did enjoy hanging out with us today, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you guys wanna see more content like this, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys in the next one and in the new year. Take care.